I don't really feel the only pressure that I ever really feel is within myself to try to top myself as far as making records and making each record better than the last one. And that's really where the pressure comes from, as far as like, do I feel like I've topped myself, or do I feel like I've even matched from each album to each album? Like the awards and all that stuff, like I'm grateful for, but I really don't stress on. I really don't dwell on them. It's I feel great to have them. I definitely feel blessed, but at the same time, I just concentrate on making the music and what feels right to me. The title for the album, Encore, we had pretty much under wraps for a long time. Like I was sitting with that title in my head for, I think, from when towards the end of the Eminem show, was like, if my next album, when I do it, this is what I want to do is make an encore to the Eminem show. I had a little vision, and it was just a matter of just bringing it to life and making all the songs fall in the right place and putting everything, and we jigsaw puzzled it out, and now it's going down, We definitely feel like it is a dream team, as far as me, Dre, and 50, and, every artist on our label. Like, we try to keep a small roster so that we don't spread ourselves too thin, so that the quality of the music doesn't start, lagging or whatever. But yeah, we try to keep it mostly from my albums, like, in the family. I mean, we got enough artists on between mine and his labels that, it's going to have enough features. It's going to provide us with enough features that we don't really need to go outside of anywhere else. And that's the way, like, my albums pretty much have dealt with that same structure, pretty much keeping it in the family, And even though, I was saying before, like, Nate Dogg is not on Shady Records, we do consider him a part of the family in some way. He's been on, most of my albums. He's on this album again, and that's basically the family structure that we stick to. Yeah, the newest face that we plan on bringing to the game, aside from Game, Game is on Aftermath, but we still look at him as part of the family. But as far as our side of the family, on Shady, Stat Quo from Atlanta is the next artist that we plan on bringing out. Stat, just people just, if you sit back and wait, just be patient. You're gonna hear a lot from Stat, and he's got a lot to say. He's a young cat with just like a lot of words, and it's like definitely raises eyebrows, and he's got a sick delivery. He's and he can be heard on some mixtapes, and people are checking for him right now, but definitely we want to get him to that level where to let the whole world be able to hear him. So we're working on his album next, and OB and 50, 50's next album, and so on and so forth. The process just keeps going. Yeah, that's basically the concept behind Toy Soldiers. Was like, it's pretty much to me what the intent of the song, what the intent was to do, is to just say, at least from our side, like, this is a chapter in our lives that we want to close, and we want to move on from this beef. So we're closing this chapter, and from our side, pretty much, just saying we're done with it, walking away from it. That was our way of saying it. But also, in another way, the term Toy Soldier, the way that I looked at it was like, I do feel like a lot of artists, become pawns in the game. A lot of people at different labels and whatnot, the owners of record labels and stuff like that, when there's beef between artists, can go home and go to sleep and don't have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to, and it helps increase record sales. And yeah, they love it when there's beef because it does that. You know what I'm saying? But they don't realize a lot of times that how real shit can get. And it's usually, I feel like it's usually people, you know, from other people's entourages that you usually end up getting fucked up or, you know, sometimes killed. And that's how far beef can go. And I've reached the age where I feel like I'm done with it. I'm not trying to beef no more. I'm trying to move on. I'm not trying to run away from beef if it ever crosses my path again. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not trying to start shit. I'm not trying to do anything to, you know, perpetuate any more beef to another level. I just feel like I'm done with it. I'm moving on with that chapter, and that's basically what the song is saying. Yeah, I mean, I've taken little jabs at Bush, you know, because I've just seen over the years like things that I didn't like that he was doing. But once he sent our troops to war, and there's been no explanation for it. Like I try not to get too political in my raps. I've always been like the type of person that I want my music to get your mind off what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like take a break and sit back and be able to listen and enjoy music. And just listen to the words and be able to have a good time to it or whatever. And whether it strikes a chord with you emotionally, you know, to make you smile and make you laugh, to make you cry, whatever it is, you know, I want to strike that chord. But with the Bush song, the Mosh song, you know, going at Bush, like I just reached a point where I felt like it'd be a real letdown to any of my fans if I didn't speak on like how I felt from the heart. Like I feel like this dude is driving our country in the ground. America is the best place to live, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we live in the best country there is, you know, and there's supposed to be freedom of speech, and we got troops overseas that are dying, and I feel like, you know, where's our explanation? Explain to us, you know, like this dude is running around, I feel like he's chasing his tail now. My message with Mosh to try to get across was like, whatever you gotta do, let's get this dude out of office, because if not, he's going to spend the next 4 years, I feel like, driving our country in the ground, you know, and could start something even bigger than what's going on right now. And I just feel like, you know, if this dude gets into office again, you know, if they reinstate the draft or, you know, all that stuff, you got young people dying. It'll be the same situation with toy soldiers. Like, it's almost the same kind of stance, but in a different way, you know, politically and, you know, in the rap world. Like, you know, the two songs kind of mesh together, I feel like, and almost have the same message. The Great West Coast Hope. The greatest West Coast hope. Street. The first thing that comes to my mind. Lyrics. Emotion. Lyrics as well as emotion. Terror Squad. Lean back. Lean back. Lyrical. Nice booty.